Hey, beautiful people. I'm Milah.
Hey y'all, I'm Monika.
And thanks for joining us.
Happy New Year, sis.
We are now in 2024 because you already know I'm about to come with the technically it's a new year in springtime, but
Yes.
happy new year to you.
Yeah, hey, I'm still here for it and thank you for joining us. Of course, we are happy that you're here, fam, because there is so much going on out here. I was all prepared to be namaste for the beginning of the new year, but I'm gonna tell you, girl, there's been so much happening in the community that I feel like 2024 is going to come with its own amount of realness and truthfulness. So we will see. But we can't really get started yet without hearing what is our new mantra for 2024. Monica, how are you? How was your week?
My mantra on our 100th episode, I said, what did I say? Ascension and transition.
Transition, that's it. Transitions and
Um,
ascensions,
but
yes.
I think my word though for this year is clarity.
Okay. So your word is clarity, you're feeling clear. How was your your vacation or time away? I missed you. I missed Kiki, and I mean so many things were coming at us hard and fast. I know we almost had a
um,
random,
yeah,
holiday edition.
it was it's just
Yeah.
we dipped to New Orleans.
Mhm.
That was my first time actually being away for the holidays, and
Okay.
we took a red eye down there, so it wasn't too much hustle and bustle. It was a lot of people, but
Mm.
I think when I went to Cancun last year around, this time in January, I was kind of I kind of prepared for that. So it wasn't, take straight flights if you can, fly first
Mhm.
class. Um and
Happy holidays to you. I like that.
that was my gift, yeah. And so
Mhm.
that makes it more seamless, and you're not, I the straight flight, yeah, because I can't do layovers, girl. But we only had one day of rain, thank God, down there.
Okay.
It was, it was like a relax. It wasn't trying to like go everywhere every day and do all these touristy things and stuff like that. Like I've been there before, so
Right. So
um
different energy, but you did go to
yeah, but hold on before I get
yes.
that. Let me tell my
Okay.
story, girl.
Okay, I'm excited. I don't want you to
No,
forget.
so yeah, we were by the river walk. So we were down by the river, the outlets. My sister, uh they were there previously, and
Hmm.
she had suggested some places. So we went to Maro's. It's
Mm.
called Maro's. I didn't want people to think I said tomorrow, but it's called Maro's. It's not in downtown New Orleans. It's actually on St. Claude Street, which is funny because you already know.
Yeah.
And so we went
Mm.
there for Christmas Eve dinner, and it was a vibe. You already know, you had seen it. It's a top rated restaurant. Don't they have some stars or some type of rating?
Oh
Uh
yeah, no, they were highly rated. They were on a Food Network
yeah.
show that I
The
I
food,
happened to turn to. Yeah, it was just
yeah.
amazing.
So I'm used to Southern food, but we had some charred grill broiled oyster with crab meat in it, and that was a hit.
Mm.
They were very they it was like I would come back to New Orleans just to go to that restaurant. So it was a hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
Hmm.
had grits and lamb chops and red
Ooh.
fish with like cheesy mashed potatoes. I don't, they don't do a lot of vegetables down south, so we had to ask for some, sauteed spinach on the side. Um,
Mm.
that they had the music, R&B, neo soul, black owned establishment. Like it was it was nice. You know, it wasn't like a big restaurant, you know, it was nice.
Cozy. It was.
It was
It looked like it
cozy.
was a vibe. Yeah, I was like, it looked like a vibe, girl. And the food, wow,
It was
made
cozy.
me hungry. Yeah, you made
Hmm.
me hungry.
You know,
Okay.
then, you know, if I'm down south, I'm gonna have to dip to Pensacola, Florida, put my feet into the sand, got my she
Mhm.
shells, saw a couple of my you know, peoples down there, and
Mhm.
you know, just rested and relaxed for the most part. It's just to get away from, you
Mhm.
know, Washington. Um but
Yeah.
all in all, you know, it was a pretty good trip. I mean, you know, all my people was gone for the holidays anyway, so
Everybody was out here in the streets. I'm not mad at it, but so it sounds like you closed out 2023 and you put it to bed respectfully.
yes, yes.
Okay.
What
Okay.
was you up to?
Well, I had intentionally planned to have a low key holiday,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm glad I did. I got a lot of invites, and I appreciate everyone for showing me lots of care and consideration. But I realized that when the holidays got into it, people were going to be busy lifing,
Right.
and so I realized that I made the perfect decision for me to kind of, withdraw and kind of go to my happy place and focus. So I had a
Mm-hmm.
very low key, intentionally. So it was an intentionally low key holiday season, but I was gentle with myself and, I celebrated the way I needed to, even if it brought me to tears. And the
Right.
good part is, I became like a movie critic, girl. A movie and television. I binged and caught up and watched so many random things over the course of like kind of the week between Christmas and New Year. So it was. I mean, I feel like that might even be a separate episode because I was really adamant that I didn't want to see The Color Purple, the new one, for a
Child.
variety of reasons that I do not mind sharing with anyone at any time. But
Some things don't need to be
that's what I said, girl.
remade.
No, no. And oh, yeah, the musical aspect as well. It's so interesting. People don't want to see slavery tropes anymore, but I am tired of seeing shucking and jiving tropes. You're not gonna shuck and jive away my sheer trauma at what was happening because I don't know. Anyway, I have a whole. I feel like we're gonna have to do some kind of mini midweek review of some of these movies or some of these things that I watch
Oh,
because you
I
watch.
wanted to say a comment, but I probably shouldn't say that on here. I'll say it on Patreon.
Okay, because because the thing is, you watched some things and you suggested it for me, and then we
Hmm.
watched, together, and then there were some excellent things. Now, I will say things that I watched that were amazing, that should have maybe been a series was Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay.
Oh my, it could have been a four-part series, like hour-long episodes, and I would have been fine. But what, all in all, I did stay pretty consistent. I think I took one little break, but I watched that almost 4 hour. It was worth it though. It
Oh,
was
okay.
really fantastic. So I will say that. But when you hear who's involved, certain names, when you hear that they're involved with the project, you know that it's going to be great.
Hmm.
I finished, so that was good. So that was wonderful. So thumbs up there. I rewatched a few things, like they cloned Tyrone and started a few series. I finished Walk Through Fire,
Hmm.
Sheila Johnson's book about her. She's the first Black billionaire in the United
About
States,
her
and
dusty ass husband.
it definitely was about her dusty ass husband. But you know what? Towards the end, it also became a reflection on how you deal with grief and how you separate,
Right.
because kind of just paraphrasing a little incident and not giving away too much of the book, but I mean, it's her life and it's a life that has been lived publicly,
Hmm.
so you can see it anywhere. But there's this thing about when you're so upset that you become careless or you start hurting yourself. My mom would always say, watch out for that. Watch out for that energy.
You're
You got to
right.
do something with that because she had a story of, hurting herself a bit. And then Sheila Johnson gets the award because that sister tried to kill. Oh, yeah, yeah. She was being clumsy and being silly and
Hmm.
just not focused, not really there because of all the stuff that she was, internalizing and dealing with.
Right.
But no, it was a good read. It was a great holiday read. You know how there's like summertime, like beach and vacation reads?
Mm-hmm.
Walk Through Fire was actually a really nice, and I did it in a different way. I'm someone who I love actual books, reading and looking at words, but because I was kind of all moving all around, I did this one audibly. So
Mm-hmm.
I went through Audible, and it was actually it worked out. I mean, I do miss like turning the page and going back, like, wait, what did I just hear? But she narrated it, and it was actually good. So
I
I
like,
had a
yeah,
wonderful.
I like Audible, especially when you're in the car and you don't want to listen
Yeah,
to music.
yeah. You want your mind, I don't know, feel like a conversation.
Right.
I'm used to being able to chit chat with someone or hear them talk. So it kind of, was soothing for me in a way. But that was something that my mother and I would do. Sometimes during the summer, we'd listen to a book as we did different things, so together. So
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. So that was that. But as soon as the clock struck midnight, and 2024 was here. And I was all prepared, Monika, to be namaste. Girl, we weren't even 72 hours into the new year. I mean, there was so much random shade and questionable things happening in the community, people responding to things that had happened over the holiday, like Jonathan Majors being sentenced. And we still have an upcoming show on Monday. He's going to make his first appearance, I believe, on Good Morning America, to finally follow up and respond. And then Wednesday, you sent me something at O Dark 100. It was so early. Girl, they don't even know we are about this this podcasting life. But you sent me something so early, and lady, I watched every 2 hour and
6
46
minutes.
minutes of it. Go ahead, Monika. Tell the people what you sent me.
I mean, Katt Williams was on Shay Shay podcast. It was good TV. Katt Williams is an intellectual, a
Mm,
sapiosexual. Like,
yeah.
he will run circles around you. You better be careful. What is he? What is he?
Well, girl, that's what I found out. I said there was something about this interview that made my spirit tingle. My stomach got butterflies. I clutched my chest, my heart, and my pearls several times. And then I looked up and I said, "Oh, September what?" I said, "Oh, Cat's a Virgo." Oh, and it all made sense to me, girl. I was like, "Oh, we be petty," because Shannon was like, "You waited for over a year to get on the show to to go in," and I was like, "Oh yeah, Virgo, we can stew on things that long. I mean, that helps us get it together. I mean, that's yeah." And that's what you get. You get 3 hours of tea spilling. He was pulling down curtains. He said he was waging war against the devil. I mean, he was cat was catting,
He
and that's
started
why he's my
his year
favorite.
off on a high. He on that roller coaster. He was on a high. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm
Mm.
I'm not mad of it. I mean, some people are like, it's a distraction because of other stuff going on in the background. Other stuff is always going to go on in the background. You know
And
what?
that's the
He took
distraction.
he
That's the
he took my mind
distraction.
off of stuff that I need to be dealing with. Okay, so how about that?
Honey, I appreciated everything about it. And to me, it was more fulfilling than watching that Dave Chappelle. And that's not to
Oh
say,
God.
girl, it was just saying it was more fulfilling to me. Like I chuckled,
Ah,
chuckled more watching Cat clown and drag people and bring up receipts and just punny witty. Well, I mean, he was saying so. I
what did he
mean,
say? He said he will he will he will always tell a joke, but he will never tell a lie.
tell a lie. Yes, yes, yes. That's what he said. He was coming. He had so many like pearls, like funny comments and things to say. I mean, we could spend a
These
whole
memes are out of control, girl.
control a whole episode because the responses, I mean, he drugged so many people. They tried to respond, but it was really lackluster. It lacked sincerity, and when no one actually directly said this man is a liar,
No.
then that's something, yeah, to look at. People, because people had a lot to say. They
Right.
were like, "Oh no, I don't remember that, or that didn't happen." Someone even did a freestyle rap back, and I was like, Cat, I think you're onto something, Cat in the Hat.
I
So,
mean, you know what I'm saying? He was using words out the dictionary. I know people was like, what does that mean?"
oh yeah, he was on it. He
I
was
was
on it.
like,
I
"Oh, he
mean,
pulling up words from my logic class from years ago." I was like, "Okay."
Oh yeah, he was teaching. Okay, that's the it was he wasn't at a library. It wasn't none of that. You weren't doing research.
Right.
You were actually at a lecture. Okay,
Exactly.
guest professor at University Shay Shay was Mr. Katt Williams. No, Professor Katt Williams, because he was giving a lecture. I
Exactly.
mean, and people should have been taking notes. There were some notes. I mean, he said things like Mr. Potato Head. He said they all get a random light skinned wife. I and then you sent me that meme, Monique.
Which the what about your hold on. Hold on. The what about
Oh Lord.
I should have screenshotted it.
Girl, it was one that said it was like, well, where's the lie? Here's seven. He said seven and here's eight, and where's the lie? And the person still forgot to put one or two down that Cat actually has shouted out as well. Cat was just being a Cat was being ruthless. That is a Virgo. When a Virgo's fed up. When a Virgo is fed up, there ain't nothing you can do about it. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, so that was very entertaining.
No, I okay. What he said was, "You having a natural alliance to losers is unlike you." Oh,
He was clowning. He was clowning so hard. I said, "And a natural alliance uh to with losers." Okay, yeah, you people. Kat was saying so much. I mean, just the gems. Like it.
and you know
It
what?
made me
I'm
giggle.
gonna have to say that some of my homegirls might be mad at me, and I would appreciate if they would let me know too, and say it just like that.
Well, I I asked you to repeat it back. When you said it, I said, and would you go ahead and repeat that back, sister? Like, I just want you to absorb the realness of those words. Okay, I mean, Professor Williams was, like I said, I learned so much from his lecture. I'm thinking about changing my major. Okay, I mean, I always was,
I
my
mean,
minor was always
right? We're
this,
always a
but
student of life.
mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean,
He was getting
even if you
gems.
don't go back to college, what he did, one thing he did let you know, y'all need to read books.
That's what he told you to do: is read books, listen to books, know about books. He also challenged you to read between the lines, and that's one thing I'm concerned about. The generations behind this girl
Well, that's
is
why they
that,
need to take that logic class.
yeah, it was like I don't think they're not good at reading through the lines sometimes,
No,
but between the lines, because some of the comments were letting you know that people were lost
exactly.
in Cat's level of playfulness but realness, and they really couldn't. They wanted him to be like it was, Jim Jones at it. Well, oh Lord, there's a Jim Jones. There was a Craig Johnson at exactly da 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 that did it in the library with the candlestick. No, he does. He's not. He doesn't need to say all that. He is naming the names that he's naming.
Right.
He's telling the tea that he is telling and spilling. If you are not able to sip this tea and understand it, then go back to the kids' table, because grown-ups are talking,
Right.
and that is really how I felt about the level. Because they were like, "Well, why didn't Shannon Sharp, question him harder or do more?" Shannon,
Because that's not his level.
they better leave, honey. I said he's going on my vision board. Okay, I said they better leave
Shannon Sharp,
Mr. Sharp
he said he is
alone.
not an interviewer. He is a conversationalist.
Conversationalist. That's what I said. Get it, sir. I mean, he's selling his
He's selling
whiskey or
his
bourbon.
personality.
Yeah.
That's his brand. You know what I'm saying?
No, and he's also selling his liquor because they were drinking
Right.
that. What was it? It was cognac. Okay, yeah, he had a cognac. So He was selling that. I mean, it was so good that the next day I watched Shannon and Uncle Ocho Cinco talk about the interview. It was like the gift that kept on giving. In less than 48 hours, it had amassed almost 20 million views. And the
Exactly.
and it's over 2.5 hours. It is a long, but time flies, honey. When you're hearing the truth, it's like being at a church revival or, like I said, a college lecture. We all went to school. So he took me to school at the beginning of the year. And so I definitely know that for 2024, learning and reading, it is fundamental and essential. And those
Exactly.
are the things that I will be into.
Now that we got them student loans cleared off, okay.
Some people paid them off. Don't make me salty.
Oh, my
Okay,
bad.
for real. Thank you. I was like, people getting free. Girl, I had to pay back okay, so that those are years go past things. This is a completely brand new era, though. I'm happy for everyone who now doesn't have that stress swing over them, because there were definitely some people who got caught up in some student loan rackets. Some of the people who attend HBCUs, okay, get caught up. I had to make sure,
Well, they
because
got caught up. I mean,
yeah,
also some
yeah,
PWIs, because I mean, the hustle
yeah.
was get these student loans and go get you
Mm.
live off of them.
For some, yep, for
Yep.
some. But either way, interest rates and just bad loans in general, and not knowledge of how banking and finance works and how that works,
Right.
that did impact people. But you know what? I love that they forgave it, but I wish they would also kind of tell people, or like have them do something so they understand better what this kind of loans are, what, because maybe one day they'll have kids, right, that will
Mm-hmm.
be faced in the same situation. It might be different, it might not be, but so that, so that they can, help someone else in the future, or even understand it better themselves, because they decide to go back for, post doctorates or doctorates or whatever,
Right.
so anyway, just a thought there, but I'm glad that for some people they're starting off 2024 on a lighter note. That is a blessing. So I ain't hating on that one. This year's blessings, blessings,
Mm-hmm.
blessings. That's what I'm saying. So okay, Monika. Now, was there? Oh, girl, girl.
What?
How are you gonna? Well, that's all right, because I wasn't gonna forget. This is when it gets good. 2024, we have seen the return of a 2023 star, one of our most interesting episodes. And was it 23 that we did that episode, Monica, about the aliens?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah, because the man in Vegas, the family, they
Oh
were
yeah,
letting
yeah.
you
That was
know.
that was that was last year. Oh, and when I think about it, because the reports here on this other story we're about to say, that they have the same height. They have the same height. And
The
what's
same
so
aliens, same
and,
aliens.
and what's so funny is I was watching the Predator last weekend.
No, girl. And they got a new one called Prey. It's like the prequel to Predator. Anyway, just
Girl, yeah,
FYI.
I ain't watching it. The first one was still scary to me, even though, looking, I'm like, all the technology, and I was like, this was filmed on a sound stage. This is
You said this is a tall actor with dreads. Okay, like you said, this is a mess. Oh, oh,
so let's get into it. This is from the Daily Mail dot
okay.
co dot uk. Eerie
So, in case you don't know what we're talking about, honey, they're
Yeah,
back.
eerie footage shows 10-foot tall alien type creature floating above Miami cops as officers reveal what the camera really picked up. Uh, and so this incident happened on New Year's Day. It appears to show an alien type creature floating around. The video, of course, was shared widely by conspiracy theorists on social media, claim is 10-foot tall silhouette walking near cop cars from another planet. It came after around 50 teenagers started a riot outside Bayside Marketplace and caused a panic by setting off loud fireworks. Um, and so, of course, on other when you Google and you pull up the article about this, they're saying rumors. Um, but I'm like seeing these other videos of like some eyewitness reports, and of course, the alphabet boys and the cops are going to tell you that's not true. Okay, you had 60 cop cars because maybe you thought the fireworks was like a mass shooting. Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
But why did you shut down the airport?
Girl, I knew, woo, when you sent me this link, and I
And
was
then you
like,
got black
what?
helicopters in the sky. But I don't.
Yes.
Why did you shut down the airport?
Well,
I don't know how close this mall is to the airport, but okay, if you shut down the airport, but why did you shut down the flights? I don't, you know what I'm saying? I just, it's over. I don't want to say overkill because that's a wrong use of words, but I'm just saying other mass
yeah,
shootings. Because
yeah.
I remember one in Texas, and them police, they didn't have nearly as many cop cars, and then police didn't even go in there. They just let old boy just shoot up everybody.
Well, the the thing about this one is there was no shooting. So
Right.
we want to make that clear. There was no shooting. They
No.
were just putting out fireworks. So you're right. The response was really heavy, but I understand, Miami has its own social political issues that are happening within their city. So I know there was a lot of that as well because it's easy to kind of blame teens of color sometimes for just everything that's going crazy, but the conspiracies and the pictures, and I know AI does some really cool and funky weird things now.
Right.
So, but it's just an interesting thought. And like you said, they did shut down the airports, which we're like, well, okay, so no incoming and outgoing
Yeah,
flights
no, they said,
for a time.
yeah, they said, remember I said the black helicopters, the black military choppers, and no
Hmm.
media coverage because this is now just coming out and it happened on New Year's Day.
Yeah. So
And
yeah, yeah, that's saying a lot.
the description of the aliens, the guy was like, they was 10 feet, it was like a shadow, but they were substantial, but they could walk through walls, walk through like the glass. And he was like, they would appear and then they would appear closer, like they would, like it just
Girl, that sounded like a horror movie.
he said
Okay,
they
you
didn't
said
have
it
any they
was.
didn't have any hands or feet, but they had arms and legs. And one guy was like, we was running for our lives. You think I'm gonna pull out my video and try to take a video of these people? There's some
That's
a
what I'm
video
talking
where you
about.
can see like some.
That's real. That's real. That's real.
I mean,
Okay.
you
It's
look, there's a
like
video where you can see like it looks like a tall shadow like walking. Of course, the police are going to try
against the
to,
building.
yeah,
Yeah.
against the building, they're going to try to explain that. But then some witnesses are saying they had, when they were coming out the mall, the people, the law enforcement was checking their phones, deleting pictures, having them sign something.
Mm.
I'm just going to tell you, whatever you believe on conspiracy theories, we're not here alone. Okay. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
a matter of time that they're going to come and see what's going on. Or they
Mm.
they were saying, the veil of whatever is thin, and maybe they got mixed up and got on the wrong planet and ended up at the mall. Girl, I don't know. There's just too many incidences.
What?
Las
Oh.
Vegas, Peru, and
Uh-huh.
Miami.
Well, all right. I mean, you know what? There's nothing like starting off the year with a new conspiracy theory. I mean, girl, this year is already popping. I'm like, wow. I mean, we got exposés, we got aliens. I mean,
What's that
there are
song?
some
It's too hot, too hot.
too hot.
We're gonna have to do a part two on this because this is too much. And like Ti said, his son said back in 2023, we got to stand on business because um, the government ain't ready for the ATL aliens.
They might not be ready. Oh, when they come to ATL, well, that's when we know. That's when they're wanting us to get the message. Okay, so I think Atlanta could be next. Okay, I mean, where do you think for 2024? Where do you think the aliens are going to be spotted at next? Do you think it'll be another American country or South America or North American? Do you think it'll be over in Europe or African continent, Eurasia? Where are the aliens popping up next?
Um, Maybe Europe. I don't feel they gonna touch ground on the motherland.
Okay. Because you said Motherland ain't playing that. You said- they said no, they would be leaving the motherland very quickly. Okay. So, all right. Okay. So, Europe. I think you think Europe. I am going to say,
If not DC here.
yeah, I was going to say, oh, you think what? Well, I think they've already been, Washingtonians. We're already, the fact that we're even having this conversation. Okay. Uh, Washingtonians already think that they've had alien encounter sightings, especially because everyone likes to spend some point, some people. I mean, even me, who is not someone who is known to be out these
Hmm.
outdoors in these mountains and stuff, camping and hiking. Even I have had to be outside camping and hiking and doing outside
But you
outdoor
never.
things throughout my life.
But you know
So
what?
people experience things when you're out in nature. Sorry, that's just what I was gonna
No,
say.
no, no. Not to cut you off, but not.
Hmm.
This thought came to my head. Well, not thought, because as we're recording on this day, January 6th, you already know what other F.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And people would probably say that was almost like an alien takeover there, right? I mean, do you know, I'm sure the people would love to have use that as a defense. I was possessed. This is the time of the year the aliens like to come and visit. I wasn't in my body. An alien had possessed me.
FB memories came up, and I was seeing these memes, and I was just like, one of the memes was like, "That ain't my business. That's their business."
Uh, oh my goodness, that's what I said, man. 2024 is off to a fantastic start. Okay, and I will say this. Normally, at the beginning of the month, we give you all kinds of exciting things that are happening throughout the month. We don't got a lot of that. I'm going to tell you what I know. And then we tell you events that are happening locally, nationally, internationally. Monika will deal with that. And then we normally, wrap it up with something da 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 da. No, we're not doing any of that this year. I mean, well, at least not for January. January we have a new focus, and we definitely wanted to make sure that we got this episode out, but also that it was not running, too super long, but we had some things that we knew we wanted to discuss. I will
Hmm.
remind you that this month, it is January, so you get double the holidays. Now, Monica, I sent you a little Instagram thing about how to maximize not that this was for you, but this is, I figured we would share it somehow on Auntie season, but how to maximize or get the most vacation time, by pairing up and syncing up with these holidays that are throughout the year. So, you might have 20 days of vacation, but if you do it right, you can actually get, 40 days off, those kind of things. Did
Hmm.
you remember seeing that at all?
I've seen that.
Okay.
You know what I'm gonna tell people? Take your PTO and FMLA.
Exactly. So be aware of when these holidays and days off that you get paid for if you're in banking, government, or certain private sector
Right.
jobs. Yeah. So anywhere, because even if you don't get the day off, you'll probably get paid time and a half. So please be on top of your money for 2024. Okay. So
Hmm.
we have two holidays this month, though, to be on the lookout for. We do have MLK Day, which is
Hmm.
going to be observed on a Monday, always observed on a Monday, and then the following week after that we'll have President's Day.
Right.
So yeah, so I'm like, this is a double holiday month. I do not believe that I am wrong on that. Oh wait, I'm funny. I'm like, let me go back and check these. I guess it's just MLK. I think
It's
maybe
just MLK. President's Day is in
is
February
February. Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's around
yeah.
my mother's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, events. Like you said, they will be listed on our page or reposted in the stories. For events will be on the podcast. Those will be sponsored events moving forward.
Okay, so hey, so now we know it's a new year, new things happening, but that is great because if you do want your event shouted out or sponsored, you know what to do. Slip into those DMs. But but other than that, yeah, I love that we are directing people more towards our social media because we are on all social media platforms as well. So, tell somebody about it, subscribe, follow us. If you are someone who's like, I love Facebook. Well, you know what? During the holiday season, Auntie season got on Facebook. So if you did not know, in the past we were not, but we are on Facebook under Auntie Season Podcast. So please go ahead, share, like, follow,
Follow,
all that. So
leave a
that
comment.
Exactly. Yeah, we want all that. We want all that love. We want all that. I mean,
Just
positivity.
like Katt
Yeah,
Williams did. We want
yeah,
all that smoke. Go ahead.
yeah. The constructive criticism, whatever. We're here for it. So, so that's great. And then overall, just enjoy January. I know some people are doing dry. I was hearing of this thing called uh, moderate January, whatever, where it's kind of like you have one drink a day versus just giving it up completely, or you have a drink when you socialize or something, but you're not drinking really heavy and not to the holiday levels for January. So I'm putting that out there. I don't know.
I'm just raising my eyebrow. You know what? Do you? But if uh, I'm not even gonna speak on that. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Well, are you doing dry
I don't
January?
do dry January because
You don't be, yeah, because you don't be.
I don't
Yep.
even drink like that. I drink socially, and I
Yeah.
might have one drink here. I only had one drink when I went to New Orleans, and I had
Yeah.
some red wine on the plane. Like I don't, so that's not my.
Testimony. That sounds like,
Yeah,
yeah. You don't have to worry about
I
that.
don't have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now, if it comes to sweets, yeah, I might have to have a dry January sweets. But you know what? Do you new if you got some new resolutions, if you want to call it that, it just needs to be changed habits, changed lifestyle, take it one day at a time. Like
Hmm.
child, it is what it is.
Yeah, I said be easy on yourself. I'm about soft life season over here, so that's what I'm interested in. Are the
We took
things
the
that are.
first week of January as rest. Okay.
Yeah, and that was a big thing too. Like I said, I was fiending. I was like, you sure you don't want to do an episode? And you said, well, we can do an episode if you want to. But I'm glad we took the time that we needed so that we would come with that fresh fire and that newness and that proper perspective. So, lots of good things going on in January. I'm sure there's an MLK parade or community action, a call to action if you live within the United States and maybe globally too. That's going to be something interesting. I think I'll look into that to see if they celebrate MLK Day globally. I know that it's something that most places celebrate here in the United States, except I guess Arizona. But other than that, I think everyone is on board for MLK Day. So that will be exciting. Monica?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so so sometimes, and I know that she does look up other things, or she might be bringing something else to our attention. But other than that, I guess as we wrap up this show, this episode, I just want to ask: is there anything, any moment of gratitude, or anything that you're extremely grateful for this first week?
I'm glad. I am grateful for that my Alaska flight, the door didn't come off.
Woo! Girl, honey, we had that conversation. The crazy thing is, we had that conversation, you and I, sis, because I said, remember I said Alaska's customer service is, I love it. Delta, I love it, but I love Alaska. I mean, we're from Seattle. You're gonna fly Alaska sometimes,
You gonna
but
fly Alaska, but you ain't gonna be able to watch no
the planes is
movies.
old. The plane, I said the plane,
Alaska, your
boss.
planes
The
are old.
plane. The plane is making me feel suspicious. I know your seats are small on GP, but even when you're sitting in like luxury accommodations, I'm like, there's not a screen in the seat. What is going on? What's going on here, Alaska? What? Them planes is not luxurious. I think you have acquired Virgin and you've acquired some other things, and you're taking up market share in the aerospace business. But what I will say is this: new planes, you're gonna need to hit up Boeing. Ring, ring, and see, I didn't say anything else. I said you hit up Boeing. Ring, 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 ring. Keep my peoples working. Ring, ring. We're gonna need about 50 at least new planes. Yes, that's billions of dollars, but we're gonna be running these planes left and right for years. But we at least need like, honestly though, 10 to 20. 50
Yeah,
would be decent though.
we'll have to do a separate episode about travel and aviation.
Because girl, that door ain't no honey. And who does I we you and I love window seats. Erica Badu made a whole song about it.
So, but you know what?
Yeah.
We gonna have to vomitos.
Okay. Well, hey, everyone, we appreciate you. I am definitely grateful that I have a sister girlfriend like Monika and that we are on this ride for the new year. Thank you for joining us. And as always, we'll see you here next week.
Be kind.
Be safe.
Peace.
Monika, where can they find us at again?
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartMedia, Amazon, and Google Play. And our social media platforms are Instagram, Twitter, which is known as X, and also TikTok.
All right. Remember to call your aunties and your girlfriends and say hi.
Hey.
Bye.